My girlfriend impulse bought this rather quirky RD1 Hyundai Coupe. To satisfy her car needs while we swap the engine in her Celica. As cool as it is in standard form, and this is basically factory spec, the 14-inch wheel trims were simply not doing it for us. So after lots of searching on Marketplace, she bit the bullet and bought her first ever brand new set of wheels. But as we are finding with this quirky automobile, it did not go smoothly. As always, it's not always smooth sailing. This is the issue with modifying. The problem is with this quirky car, despite the multiple sets of wheels I've got up there, they are 4x100, which is a very common, mainly Jap, hence my collection, Jap wheel selection. So we thought, oh, we can check a few different sizes on this, see what we think. But no, because this is Korean and it's quirky, the PCD, meaning the distance between the two bolts here, instead of being 4x100, is 4x114.3, which poses a threat. Basically means Georgia had no choice. She either had, well, she did have a choice to buy adapters, which then act as spacers, so you've got to work out offset, or just bite the bullet and buy new wheels. And after scouring Marketplace for probably weeks now, isn't it? It's one of those, she couldn't find the right ones, and then she took the plunge and bought a brand new set of wheels. These are her first ever brand new wheels. And we, once again, want to give a massive shout out to Wheelbase Alloys. In the previous video, Kenny actually contacted them for his new car, new wheels for his car. We didn't even contact them, so this is not sponsored. We paid full, or Georgia paid full price for these wheels, but the service is always great, so we do recommend them. So what we're going to do is obviously get them out of the boot. We're going to have a good look at them, fit them to the car, give it a quick wash because it's covered in dust. But if you remember in the reveal video, I said the car drives really nice, but it lacks the turning and handling capabilities because of the little biscuit 14-inch wheels. So I'm very curious to see what it drives like with the bigger wheels, because she's actually gone for 16-inch wheels, and we've gone from a 185 to a 205. So a bit of a big step, especially with something as low horsepower as this. So I'm really hoping it makes a difference in the corners as well. So let's get them up, shall we? Now, I imagine if you're watching this, you probably understand the importance and the stress of buying wheels. You not only have to worry about buying the right wheels in the right colour, but you need to take into account rim diameter, which is the size of the wheel face itself, wheel width, which is how wide the wheel is, and of course, making sure you have the right PCD and centre bore size. Ah, but wait, it goes even further than that. If you want good fitments, you need to calculate offset with width too. Don't worry, I won't go into too much detail about offset. The good thing is with Wheelbase Alloys is they supply free fitting kits, which in our case included these gloss black tuner nuts, a really nice touch. As Georgia started mounting the first wheel, we noticed our first issue. As always, it's not always smooth sailing. Well, it never is with us. So Georgia bought these brand new, says they're for a Hyundai Coupe. And we've now got an issue where, if I can get the camera in, there's basically bolts stopping the wheels going on. Even if we ran a spacer, we'd have to find ones with holes in. I don't know, it just wouldn't work. So we'll get in touch with Wheelbase Alloys, see if there's anything they can do. Actually, we'll check the rears as well. This is the issue with modifying any car, in fairness, because they were never designed to be on you. But we'll get it sorted. We removed the rear wheel to see if it was the same setup on the rear. Fortunately, it wasn't. Yes, they are 30mm spacers. We test fitted the rear wheel just to cheer ourselves up for now, and it seemed to fit quite well. We are hoping this is a solution to our problem. These are universal 10mm spacers. I usually would not recommend these. I have never run these on my cars, but I'll explain why we've gone for universal ones right now, actually. So as we said, the issue is we've got these bolts protruding, which you don't get on a normal car. So the theory now is 10mm there should come over 10mm there, because I've measured that at about 6mm. So the moment of truth, So I kind of guessed it wouldn't go straight on because the issue we're having, I mean, the good thing is they fit the bolt pattern, but the issue is, you can see there, we're going to have to cut room for each bolt. So my thinking here is, if I mark out the parts I need to cut, then grind them off, there should still be enough structural integrity to the spacer to not cause issues. So we've got clearance from each bolt. Now, is this sketchy? I don't know. I don't think it is, because my theory is the bolts they're still going to penetrate. It's now going to sit flush, and the nuts are still going to put all the pressure there, and there, spread over that even load. So mock me if you want, but I'm not driving it, George is anyway. So. With this sketchy idea in motion, we mounted the wheel carefully, and it seems to work. The wheel is sat flush against the spacer sat flush against the hub, and the spacer is centralized. So we torqued the wheel nuts and dropped the car down for the first time. We are both really happy with the colour combo. Georgia did contemplate going bronze or even white, but wanted something a bit more subtle for this car. The wheels are Japan Racing JR3 16x7, basically T37 replicas. Original, I know, but there's a reason people replicate them so much. They just look good on everything. So we know they look good, but have they affected the drive at all? As seems to be a typical theme with our videos, as we film in Wales, it is piddling down with rain, and has been most of the day, but this is the only day we get to film, so we have to do it. So we're out on the same roads I took this car out originally, and already the initial turning, which is kind of what I was hoping, does feel a bit more crisp. And obviously we're in the wet, but it feels a lot more predictable now. It was sort of sliding all over the place last time I did that. And because it's raining, I have got Georgia in the car with me. I didn't want to kick it out, so I'm not going to be thrashing it. But I just wanted to get a good feel of the difference that on your side of the road, that the bigger diameter and the slightly wider width, yeah, it does feel, like I said, more predictable. I didn't think it was going to make that much of a difference. And I know the tyres would probably make more of a difference than any. And a funny story with the tyres, we were both debating what size to go for. Let me just tackle this very rough roaded corner. I'm going to be a bit brutal. Coming through. Yeah, okay, wow. It's amazing what a set of wheels can do. With the right side, we're still on the standard suspension. The confidence it's given me on this run compared to the other run is absolutely insane. It did make me a bit nervous on the other one. Like I said, you could feel the chassis wanted to play, but the wheels and tyres were just like, no, it's not what we're built for. So with the tyres, George has gone for Delintes. Now we are, and I've told Georgia, well, even she knows not to cheap out on tyres, but we were debating on tyre size, so we thought, let's get the tyre size right, as opposed to the brand. Although Georgia did a lot of research on the brand, and they came back really positive for the price they are. Like, they are budget tyres, let's not beat around the bush, but even just then, in the wet, like I said, I was trying to get it to understeer, and last time I could get it to understeer like that. Whereas this, given me just more confidence, and let's face it, that's what you want. Ooh, apart from all the crap on the road. That's what this car was missing, was that little bit of confidence, because it was sliding all over the place. I just love these roads. Let's see if we can get it to misbehave. Whoa! So that's mad. I could feel, it felt like the tyre compound was, so basically I was trying to get it to understeer then to see how it responded, and it did to a degree, but it felt like the compound was maybe giving up under the wet weather, but it felt like the chassis was just like, no, it's okay, I got you. This car is really impressing me. And I've said it by the MX-5, that's probably why I'm so used to driving cars that get hate, but people just need to drive these things and throw them around with a good wheel and tyre setup. And I imagine with a good suspension setup, this car would be an absolute riot to drive. As I said before, there's a lot that goes into buying the right wheel and tyre setup. And the biggest difference with this, like I said, let's take tyre, brand and compound out of it. What we were on last time were like 60 or 65 profile tyres, so your profile's chunky. We're now down to a lower profile, so naturally, even within that, your sidewall will be slightly stiffer, which will, okay, you sacrifice a bit of comfort, but you will get a bit more stability just from that. And even Georgia said, and to quote, they definitely feel less squidgy, which I completely agree with. Squidgy is what you want from normal road tyres, not when you're driving a sporty little car fast. Like I said, I just can't believe the confidence it's given me. The brakes not so much, they are still spongy, and something we need to sort out. And good news is, if you watched the last video, you'll know I mentioned the stirring the porridge gear issue. We've hopefully solved that. We've got some nice polybush bits. I do want to say a massive thank you to the owners group. They've been very helpful. George has posted a couple of times now, and they were the ones that recommended the fix for the gear sloppy shifter, which I'm really curious to do. And they've just been very welcoming. So I got to be fair, Hyundai, I've never owned a Hyundai in my life, but the community so far seems pretty good. And Georgia just wanted these wheels for aesthetics, but I can't help but drive a car quick, and Georgia does want to learn. That's one of the reasons she bought this car. So I am now going to be a lot more confident with her pushing the car with these wheels and tyres on. That's Georgia's new wheels on her Hyundai Coupe. I am pleasantly surprised with how much of a difference it makes just having, okay, we've gone 2 inches bigger, so it is a fair bit bigger than the original size, but it just gives you so much more confidence. Like the turning was a little bit sharper, and even on this rainy, slick day, still have fun with it. And she has mentioned lowering it a few times. Coilovers are pretty hard to come by, but I'm sure you can get lowering springs, because we do want to do road trips in this thing, so she wants to keep it comfy. But I reckon a good set of lowering springs won't ruin the ride too much, but might should give it, again, a bigger edge on the handling side of it. But she loves it. I mean, the colour, I think she's made a wicked colour choice. I know people are probably going to say, oh, those wheels have been done to death. Yes, they have, and there's a reason why. It's because they work on anything. Hello. They work on anything. Like I said, she wants to keep this car subtle. She's not going nuts. That's what the Celica is for. But it's just a really charming car. I can't believe it is just a cool little car. So yeah, until next time, like I said, I don't know what I can convince her to do next, but yeah, stay tuned because we've got a lot going on as always. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We will see you in the next one. Thank you.